Metatron, where we come to awaken, ascend, and expand. I am Pypheus B. Metatron, your hostess with the mostest, and today is a good damn day to be me. Yeah, you know, every day is a good damn day to be me. I believe that, I live that, I be that, and I expect that. So everybody that's on this uh, program live and anybody that is watching a replay, look yourself in your mirror, look yourself in your camera, whatever however you're seeing this or viewing this or listening, and repeat this after me. Today is a good damn day to be me. Now, every day is a good damn day to be me. I believe this, I live this, I be this, and I require this. And I guarantee you, if you repeat that and live by that each and every day, your life gets better exponentially. So it is good to be here on this Saturday afternoon. I'm grateful for everyone that took the time out on the first Saturday in fall to come and join us. There is a lot going on in the cosmos and in 3D. We're going to touch on a issue that come up a couple of days ago uh, that is something that is near and dear to me, man. So um, I'm talking about the incident and the issues that are going on with Emike Oduka and his life partner, Mia Long. Now, I normally wait for more of the facts to come out uh, before I make any assessment or judgment on a situation, you know. However, in this situation, there have been enough stuff that has been leaked that I can at least make an assessment about this on this level. Emi Udoka was a gentleman that had an elite job. There are only 30 of those jobs in the whole world. And some guys work their entire career and never even sniffed that job. Um, all 30 of those cats that have that job are prestigious, especially in the towns where they play their home games. Um, I myself, I'm looking at this from the straight employment. Uh, I don't know the other details, and I don't know the situation between him and Nia, so I can't speak on that. I can speak to the part that folks want to get outraged about, and Stephen A. Smith wanted to go off about, and everybody, you know, everything is not about race, you guys. I just want to throw this out here first, that everything is not about race. I have had a few jobs in my life where I was in management. And each one of those positions, before I even took the job, I was sat down and I was instructed about getting into interpersonal relationships with anybody at the job, but especially a subordinate. I have lost a job just because I said hello to someone that I was told not to say nothing to. Lost a job because of that. Didn't even get to the stages of of where Mr. Udoka allegedly went with the female staffer. And I say allegedly because nothing is proven. And so I have to say allegedly. I look at it like this. If your employer tells you that you cannot have intimate and personal relationships with coworkers, and then you turn around and do that, then you deserve whatever consequence that you get. Now, some of the reports said it was a consensual thing, and then other reports came out said that it was unwanted. It doesn't matter to me if it was consensual or unwanted in this case. Whatever it was, bro, man, you hooked up with me alone. I mean, for real, I wouldn't give a fuck if Beyonce was the female staffer. You got me along at home. Now, I haven't ran her chart. I haven't done anything in depth with her, but she's a Scorpio, so that's enough for me. Whatever you think you was getting from the female staffer, you just go home and ask. And yeah. I have no sympathy for folks who lose a great job because of their own dumbass fault. And this is not about race. This is not about, oh, they did the black man harder than they would have did the white man. No, it's not about that. I've been in offices where managers and executives are dealing with subordinates and something happens and yeah, it's a funky situation for the whole company. Worked for one company and that was the situation and it closed down. Everybody lost their job. Not just the homeboy and home chick. Everybody. It was about 400 of us. Mm-hmm. So we have to not be so emotional about this. And let's just look at this common sense. If you are one of only 30 folks that got this job, you making $7 to $10 million a year. Really? That was some expensive extra cooter, wasn't it? Anybody got anything they want to say about that before I move on? That's all I'm gonna touch on that. That was I get it why they had to suspend him. I mean, fire him. I mean, suspend him. Y'all do know that he's fired, right? And that there is zero chance of him coming back to coach that team next year. The reason why they listed it as a suspension is that because they don't have to deal with the firestorm and the racial implications of firing a very successful head coach that just did that for 1 year. That it's a public relations mess. Either way you go, but yeah, y'all do know that that's it. That's all. And I want y'all to think about a guy who was a former player, a beloved former player, Derek Fisher, did the same shit. Now he can't even coach T-ball nowhere. Same shit. It takes a lot to be on that level. It takes a lot to get there. It takes even more to stay there. We as people, we cannot do what other folks do. So we need to stop imitating others and just be our authentic selves. Be authentic self. But that's enough of my soapbox. Anybody got any comments? Anybody want to say anything about that before I move on into the Libra New Moon Soul Vibe? Let me check. Maybe somebody on Facebook is saying something. I can't tell though. Okay. All right. All right. That's enough of that. And we will move along. So this is Master Self Numerology, Libra, New Moon, Soul Vibe, and Zodiac Natives Affirmation. Today is Saturday, September 24th, 2022. This is our 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, regularly scheduled program. The Libra New Moon Exact Station event is at 2:54 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time tomorrow, which is Sunday, September 25th. It would be wise for each of us. You don't have to do no serious ritual, burning candles and all of that. Yeah, those are fine too. But this one, you are able to do the minimal and still get the maximum out. Just go outside and it's still pretty nice in most of the places where we live. Go outside at 2:54 p.m. if you're in Pacific time, and then whatever the time is in your own time zone, go outside and just catch it from 2:50 to the top of the hour. Stay out there 7 to 10 minutes and take that thing that we meditated on at the beginning of this. Take that focused thought out there with you and just believe that it's being dispatched, and then sit back because it will come back. What you set into motion shall come back and greet you. What you set into motion as an affirmation shall come back and greet you as a manifestation. That's how it works. In between those two processes, setting it in motion and then it's coming back in affirmation, you have to do your part. Whatever your part is in the manifestation of the goal, you must do that. Yeah, you must do that. That's how it works. This new moon, this Libra new moon, tomorrow, the 25th, signals and ushers in a new beginning of the balancing of the scales of justice. A new beginning of the balancing of the scales of justice. Now, what that means universally is that all of the stuff that's out of balance in accordance to justice, starting tomorrow, it's a new beginning in the balancing of it. It's the beginning of the balancing of it. 2023, 223, that's a 7. All of the lies and liars will be exposed. But that's 2023. Tomorrow starts the new beginning of the balancing of the scales of justice, universally, collectively, societally, and personally. Today, we're going to talk about our personal scales of justice and the balancing that we need to do with them. It also ushers in a new beginning of dealing with how each of us expresses the emotions of love. Yeah. It's almost as if, I tell folks all the time, we went to bed December 31st, 2019, and we was in regular world. And then each one of us woke up on January 1st, 2020, and we was in bizarro world. And, up was now down, and right was now left, and back was now front, and good was now bad. And we had some things thrust upon us. And we've had some things purposed upon us that, for all the other reasons that it caused us to depress or suppress our emotions and expressions of the emotions of love. You got folks getting out of cars and walking up to you, telling you ain't got no mask on, people fighting in stores, and yeah, people getting shot in the drive-through at McDonald's, and grown men knocking old ladies out on the subway in New York, and people busting in windows and stealing all the stuff out of retail stores. That's not expressing emotions of love. That's expressing emotions of hate and greed and fear and lack and all of those things. Tomorrow's a new beginning in dealing with how it's going to open all of us up to how we express our individual and collective emotions of love. Since the equinox on Thursday, we have been bathing in the heavy Libra themes, the theme of the anti-routine. Anything that feels like a routine, we have all been graded like we've been rubbed on that cheese grater when it comes to anything that seems like a routine. And any of us that are used to routines and have been used to routines and thrive in a routine, we've been off balance, man. I have a daily routine is laid out by 2-hour blocks, and the whole week for me, I have not been able to zero in on none of those 2-hour blocks at all. Libra theme is sociable. There's been a lot more chatter going on, a lot more social media chatter and traffic, a lot more folks just walking in the park, walking on a walk, saying hello. It's just sociable now. There is good communication that is going on in the midst of Mercury being retrograde. This has been a pretty easy retrograde as far as technology and messaging and phones and computers and all of those things. It's been relatively easy. Everyone has been sensitive to beauty, at least their own internal definition of beauty. What is beautiful to you, and how being exposed to things of beauty, how it makes you feel, and things of that nature. Very sensitive to beauty and the things of comfort and the things that we like. All of us are feeling a nudge in any ways that we are available to it, of the justice warrior. All of us are beginning to pick a side on this thing or on that thing, or to weigh in on this situation or this circumstance. And all of us are becoming aware of the injustices, not only collectively, but we're being made aware of all of the personal injustices that each and every one of us have and live through on a daily basis. And of course, the main theme for me about Libra is balance. I always see the scales and balance on all levels and in all areas of life. Spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, intellectually, financially, and interpersonally. Balance. Are you balanced? And I call those on the 7's. Are you balanced spiritually right now? Are you balanced physically right now? Are you balanced mentally right now? Emotionally? Intellectually, financially, and interpersonally or sexually, however you want to call it. Are you balanced on the 7's? And then this new moon, equality and righteousness are the themes of this Libra new moon, it'll cause society to ask these questions, but society is a inorganic entity, so it can't ask itself. So the events that play out will be the answers to these questions that we can ask ourselves personally. This Libra new moon causing each of us to ask ourselves the following questions. Number one, how have I been behaving when I have felt the need to defend myself, my actions, my attitudes, and any of my close friends or relatives? Let me let that sink in for a minute before I repeat it. Each of us on this call, I want you to ask yourself this. How have I behaved when I have felt the need to defend myself, my actions, my attitudes, and any of my close friends, relatives, intimate family members, things like that? When we attempt to protect ourselves or our actions and our attitudes and behaviors, we may not think, feel, or act in the most honorable or honest of ways. What must happen now is for each of us to review every thought, action, word, and deed to make sure, this is the important part right here, to make sure we are owning our shit, healing from our shit, releasing our shit, and never repeating our shit. Let me repeat that. Let me repeat that. When we attempt to protect ourselves or our actions or our attitudes and behaviors, we may not think, feel, or act in the most honorable or honest ways. Most of us, I can't speak on most of us. I'll speak for me. Yeah, I get pushed in the corner. I'm cutting up and I'm coming out with guns a-blazing, fists flying, feet flying. What? Might not be honorable. I'm going to do what I have to do to get out of the corner. That's how I've always felt. That is part of what I am owning, healing from, releasing, and never repeating. I don't want to, whenever I feel the need to protect myself or any of my actions or any of my attitudes or beliefs. How do y'all feel when you get pushed in the corner or you have to, or you feel like you are being forced to defend or protect yourself or a belief or attitude or something? How do you guys feel about that? How's that resonating?
I'll speak on that because I'm actually dealing with that. It's a situation that happened last year. And it's funny because I just got a reading from an astrologer and like she touched on it like 3 or 4 times and she didn't use the word argument. She didn't use the word debate. She used the word fight.
Okay.
Because it was a physical fight. And ironically, like for me to even be in a situation like that, at first there was a lot of anger towards myself. But it was just like after a while, when people continuously cross boundaries after you've set those boundaries, like just over and over and over and over again, and then you just snap, it's like you just snap. And so, like, even in the reading, she was saying there's no need for an apology. Like, it just is what it is.
Absolutely.
And so I'm at that point now, and I keep getting these cards that are telling me to be the bigger person and step up. and reconcile. But I'm still not ready because like I still feel like in my mind, like if I see her, I still want to put hands on her. So it's just like I'm not quite over it just yet.
I got you. I got
But
you.
you know, it was because it's just been years of just letting things slide and slide. And it's like even when I go around her, it's like I feel like I have to brace myself like I'm about to go through a scrimmage line because I just never know what emotion she's going to evoke for me.
Absolutely, man.
You know, so
Yeah. So is better off not even engaging, not even going, because yeah.
because I think we're just better off like right where we are now. Like to me, I've never been happier.
Absolutely. And your happiness and your peace of mind is more important than any familial obligation.
That part right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for adding that. Anybody else?
Hi, Victorious.
Hey Jojo, how you doing?
I'm good, and you? I was so busy.
I just missed that smile.
I at the beginning of the call, I was out driving and shopping and everything. So finally, I'm able to see who's on the call. So yeah, I'm glad to see or hear you. Good.
Good to see you too. See, Mark, you gotta keep doing this. We miss each other when you don't connect us.
Oh wow! And I'm only gonna be available, on Saturday. And talking about this topic, I was fired from my job last month at the beginning of what's this? This
September.
August. Yeah, in the beginning of August, and talking about defending, I said a little bit, and at the end of the conversation with the supervisor, I told her she was ridiculous. I just told her you're ridiculous, and I left it like that. And then I was off from work. I went to get my, interviews and everything. And don't you know, I work right less than 10 minutes away from my job. I got a $4 raise because that job wasn't able to afford me going above 30 an hour. So now I'm 30 plus an hour. And plus I got me a couple of thousand of bonus. So if I would have just stayed there being pissed and mad and upset, I would have missed this opportunity to move forward. They did me a favor.
Absolutely, they did you a favor.
Sometimes, I'll be 55 next month, and I've learned over the years. I'm gonna say that again. I've learned over the years, you say your piece right then and there and leave it alone and move forward. Because sometimes your energy, we get caught up in this extra overwhelming energy, and it's preventing you from seeing the next next opportunity. And so I just want to encourage you to whatever it is, release your body from it and move on. It's not even worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for that, Jolene. And I want to add that your supervisor was very fortunate because I done cussed out bosses and then threatened them and waited in the parking lot for them to come outside. So
I don't got time. I'd rather get my money. Now I'm above 30 an hour and I got a couple of $1,000 bonus. Sometimes you just got to move forward.
Good for you. Thank you for that. Thank you for adding that. All right. Yeah, what must happen now is for each of us to review every thought, action, word, and deed to make sure we're owning our shit, healing from our shit, releasing our shit, and never repeating it, man. That's the biggest key, man. Each of us got to get tired of our own shit. And until you get tired of your shit, you're going to keep repeating it. I, for one, don't want to repeat none of my shit. So that's why I'm owning it now. I'm healing from it. I'm releasing it and I'm vowing and never to repeat it again. How honest each of us chooses to be will determine how far our personal scales have to move towards balance. And what I mean by that is if you know that you got to get down in the stank part of the soul, not up here where the strawberries and cream are at, but down there where the cigarette butts and the beer cans are. You got to you got to go all the way down there. You got to go all the way down there. The further down you go into the stank part of your soul, the less distance your personal scales have to move towards balance. All right. Question number 2, we're going to ask ourselves as a society, we'll be playing this out. Where are the injustices in and of my life? And how will I balance those skills? I'm talking personal accountability now. I'm not talking about, oh, they put a case on me, or, oh, it's them, or, oh, I did it because of the, no. Mm-mm. Everything that each of us do is because of a choice. Everything that each one of us do is because of a choice. Now, some of us do things because that's the only choice that we have, but it's still a choice. So where are the injustices in and of my life? Ask yourself. And how will I balance those scales? Being able to recognize our own failings, mistakes, missteps, mishaps, and fuck ups is the first step in reconciling our own individual injustices. I know when I fall short, I know when I make a mistake, I know when I make a misstep, and I definitely know when I fuck up. And I believe each one of us that's on this call knows that for themselves too. How we have thought, acted, spoken, and reacted in all of the various situations, circumstances, and events and happenings determines where our personal injustices are and can help identify those situations, associations, circumstances, events, and happenings that need to be reconciled and brought back into balance. Sometimes, and Victorious, I'm talking to you on this, sometimes there's some shit in you that don't need to be brought back to balance. Sometimes it's balanced the way that it is. And your personal peace of mind and your personal comfort and your personal safety and security is more important than attempting to reconcile a familial obligation that ain't yours to reconcile.
You know what? That is taken. I appreciate that because I had that same thought. Because again, like I feel it like I'm like it could just go really, really, really left, you know. And for me, I'm good where I am right now. So if I need to do some forgiveness work for my own peace of mind, I'm good with that. But I have no desire to reconcile, none.
Absolutely.
At all.
Good, very good, very good. Yeah, man. Like I said, take responsibility for your part of it. However, know and allow your soul. Your soul will let you know which ones need balancing and which ones is like, fuck it, leave it alone. Your soul will tell you, because every disagreement is not meant for reconciliation. Some disagreements are meant to show you that I'm not fucking with y'all no more. You know what I mean? Some mistakes are meant to show you like, wow, okay, I'm good. I'm good. You know, and every fuck up should be a wake-up call. Every fuck up should be a wake-up call. Yes.
To me, that set a very hard, healthy, necessary boundary.
Absolutely it did.
That's exactly what happened. It set a boundary that needed to, like, that boundary is so, yeah, it's like a trench now that is like almost impossible to get past.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Yes, Jolene.
You know, I'm reading the Coretta Scott King, My Life, My Love, My Legacy. Mm-hmm. And you know, I had no idea that she was a classic singer, and she put on concerts to fund, you know, the SL, the Southern Conference leadership, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so you know, it's all nonviolence, and she's the one who put that center for Martin Luther King in, she planned it, right? And so the community and who she was, gave her the support and supported her and all this stuff to make it happen. So just because you hear the word inaction doesn't mean that you can't have a thought.
Absolutely.
Right? It doesn't mean that you have to sit still.
Absolutely.
It's like in what's your, I forgot the question, but I do like that question, but I got caught up in that inaction. You may not think,
yeah. Injustice.
Oh, injustice. You see? The injustice. So there was a lot of injustice that at that time, but look what happened.
Absolutely.
Look what came out of it. And so sometimes if we get stuck just focusing on what's wrong and start and not think about what could happen, sometimes we just confuse our path,
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm almost finishing, and it's really good inspiration, really.
Good. Thank you for that, Julian. All right. Now let's go into the Zodiac natives. Going to give you your soul vibe and affirmation. Aries natives. With tomorrow's Libra new moon, you could experience new levels and new layers of an existing relationship or begin a totally new partnership. You will definitely appreciate going at your own deliberate and steady pace, as you are very ready to put some real effort into manifesting your goals, desires, and active pursuits, with emphasis on learning, communicating, and connecting. Your desire to improve and grow is strong and building, and you will receive a burst of energy concerning close relationships and intimate partnerships in particular. The weeks ahead are magical and powerful for your personal, business, and intimate connections. Aries affirmation. I am embracing every new level and layer of every existing relationship I currently have. I am opening myself up to every new partnership that may organically manifest. I am improving and growing every relationship and partnership I have. I am magical and powerful. That's it for the Aries natives. Now for the Taurus natives. Taurus natives, tomorrow's new moon stirs a need for a fresh start with work routines and health. With a new beginning ahead of you, you might consider if there's something that needs to go, even if it's as intangible, such as an unproductive frame of mind, for you to enjoy your life more fully with service, daily routines, healthy living, work, and contribution. It could be a new job, focus, or project, or it's about getting on top of daily schedules and routines and taking better care of your everyday life. You are highly motivated to start fresh, but you must pace yourself to avoid burning out quickly. And the Taurus natives affirmations. I am starting fresh with my work, daily routines, and health regimen. I am releasing everything that no longer serves my highest good. I am highly motivated to start fresh. I am pacing myself. That is for the Taurus natives. Gemini natives, this one's for you. Tomorrow's new moon can prompt a new beginning with your leisurely pursuits. It can bring fun energy into your life over the coming weeks and encourage you to explore your creative, expressive, and romantic side more heartily. You might begin or enhance a romantic relationship, enjoy a new artistic focus, or renew your interest in a hobby or pastime. New opportunities or channels for expressing and enjoying yourself can open up to you. and children can be a big focus for some. With a Venus-Pluto aspect, you readily spot opportunities. It helps boost your personal life and relationships with loved ones. And the Gemini natives affirmations, I am beginning anew with enjoying my leisure time and pursuits. I am embracing the new fun and creative energy coming into my life. I am open to beginning or enhancing a romantic relationship, a new artistic focus, or renewing my interest in a hobby or a pastime. And that's for you, Gemini natives. Cancer natives. Tomorrow's new moon encourages a fresh start to your personal life, attention to family, and the need for safety and security. This new moon sets a theme for the coming weeks, and it falls in a house of your solar chart strongly connected to your own sign, the home and family sector. As such, you feel comfortable and natural with this energy. You have the patience to see something through or work on something that doesn't have immediate rewards or results. You're far more interested in putting your efforts into endeavors with the potential to last. It's an excellent time for taking the lead or starting fresh on the home front with family or with your relationship with yourself and your inner world. Affirmations for the Cancer. I am experiencing a new beginning and fresh start concerning my personal life, attention to family, and my needs for safety and security. I am comfortable and natural as I embrace this new beginning energy. I am taking the lead and starting fresh on the home front with family and my relationship to myself and my inner world. Leo natives. Coming weeks are likely to be exceptionally busy with tomorrow's new moon, awakening a need to reach out, learn, connect, and share. Connecting or reconnecting with neighbors, acquaintances, classmates, or siblings can be particularly rewarding. Catching up and staying connected will likely boost your morale as you feel good about yourself and your contributions. It can be an active cycle for writing, speaking, and for learning. Tomorrow's Venus-Pluto aspect is terrific for boosting your problem-solving skills. And because it ties in with the new moon, it has more power than usual. If you need to do editing work or revamp something, such as a budget or a creative plan, this is a vital time for doing so. And your affirmations, Leo, I am very busy, reaching out, learning, connecting, and sharing. I am catching up and staying connected. I am embracing this active cycle of writing, speaking, and learning. I am empowering my problem-solving skills. That's for you, Leo. Virgo natives. Tomorrow's new moon begins a productive couple of weeks for a business, a project, a money-making idea, savings plan, or budget. Anything that helps you build up or take charge of your resources. You may recommit to an old plan, project, or a resolution. This lunation cleans the slate and opens doors for you in the areas of personal finances and resources. For best results, look for ways to work better with what you have before seeking to expand. Venus, currently in your sign, harmonizes with Pluto tomorrow, and a creative pursuit may very well capture your interests. You can be excited about taking it to a new level. In the Virgo natives affirmations, I am very productive concerning a business venture or vocation, a personal project, a money-making idea, or anything that helps me build up and take charge of my resources. I am embracing my clean slate. I am appreciating the new doors that are opening for me. I am very excited about taking my life to new levels of living and being. And that's for you, Virgo. Libra natives. Tomorrow's new moon is all about you and presenting a new look, image, or more authentic version of you to the world. Yes, You're still reflecting and considering your next step, but you have more power than usual to take charge and make an impact in the days ahead. It's a time to reinvent yourself in some meaningful way or for a personal new beginning. Take charge of your life, Libras. You're in the spotlight, and even with some uncertainty in the driver's seat. As exciting as this fresh energy feels, do your best not to push things that could find you running out of steam and encountering opposition. Libra natives affirmations. I am presenting a new me, a more authentic version of me to the world. I am reflecting and considering my next steps. I am embracing the process of reinventing myself in meaningful ways and means. I am taking full charge of my life. And that's it for you guys, Libras. Scorpio natives, this one's for you. Tomorrow's new moon can usher in a fresh start related to getting closure, rest, and emotional healing. It would be best to allow yourself time to detox, process, and digest. Some behind the scenes work or efforts made in private or solitude can be attractive and necessary. This new moon gives you an energy boost for tying up loose ends, closing up projects, dealing with private matters, and taking better care of your emotional health. You're in an excellent position to process recent events and find ways to put dysfunctional issues behind you. This way, you free up emotional space for inviting new energy into your life. Scorpio natives, here are your affirmations. I am starting fresh with closure of the past, rest, and my emotional healing. I am allowing myself to detox, process, and digest properly and completely. I am tying up loose ends, closing projects, dealing with private matters, and taking better care of my emotional health. I am putting dysfunctional issues behind me once and for all. And that's for you, Scorpio natives. Sagittarius, this one's for you. Tomorrow's new moon speaks to your enterprising nature and your dreams and aspirations. It can be a good time for new technological endeavors. In the coming days, you have a stronger sense than usual about which of your ideals and plans have real potential, and it can be relatively easy to become absorbed in a project. This new moon points to a new cycle and fresh start in your social life or with happiness goals, causes, and projects. It can be a time for reaching out to others and gaining cooperation. You'll want to feel you belong and that you contribute to something bigger than yourself now. The weeks ahead are good for improving or developing friendships, networking, generating business income, drawing up long-term plans, joining groups, and sharing your expertise with others. Sagittarius, here's your affirmations. I'm open to experiencing new beginnings concerning technological endeavors. I am stronger and more confident about which of my ideas have real potential. I am welcoming of a new beginning and fresh start for my social life, happiness goals, causes, and projects. I am comfortable reaching out to others to network, collaborate, share my expertise, and brainstorm. And that's for you, Sagittarius. Capricorn natives, this one's for you. You might set life path goals with the new moon occurring tomorrow in your solar 10th house, but be prepared to do your research before going ahead with them. The past holds valuable lessons to carry forward with you, with Mercury still retrograde until October 2nd. While decisions should probably wait, you can use this period to better understand your projects, goals, and needs. This new moon begins a cycle in which you're more visible, out there, in demand, and on call. Recognition and reward can be in the cards for you in the coming weeks. Business and career matters or decisions about significant crossroads in life paths or directions can be in focus now. Drawing up or refining your overarching life plan makes sense as you feel more goal-oriented and ready to take charge than usual. Cappy, here's your affirmations. I am setting new soul journey goals, desires, and active pursuits. I am focused on my business and career matters. I am refining my overarching life plan. I am more goal-oriented and ready to take charge. And that's for you, Capricorn natives. Aquarius natives, this one's for you. Tomorrow's new moon can give you a new lease on life. In some areas of your life, you're looking forward and it feels good. This lunation can serve as a powerful motivator through events and discoveries to take a fresh approach to learning and living. It's a time to pursue new initiatives that widen your experience and deepen your understanding of your life's purpose in the coming days and weeks. Branching out into unexplored territory can be enriching and inspiring. You're likely to pull yourself out of your shell and feel great for doing so, inspired to pursue new or on hold interests. Meeting people who introduce you to new ideas, concepts, and even lifestyles can be in focus. Aquarius natives, here are your affirmations. I am embracing my new lease beginning on life. I am looking forward and I am feeling great. I am pursuing new initiatives that widen my experience. I am branching out in new territories. I am pulling myself out of my shell. And that's for you, Aquarius natives. And then finally, for the Pisces natives. Tomorrow's new moon can motivate you to take charge of your money or settle a matter. You're receiving a cosmic nudge to share, support, and enjoy a relationship or project in more depth. New beginnings with shared finances or debts are in store. A fresh start in an intimate relationship or with a special passion project is also possible. This lunation can stir up your need or desire for intimacy and closeness, and also a burning itch to get to the bottom of matters or to absorb yourself in a special project or endeavor. Self-understanding may also be a goal now. The weeks ahead are excellent for analysis, research, and investigation. A Venus-Pluto aspect tomorrow points you to a passion project or relationship that can help motivate you to make essential changes. And Pisces, here are your affirmations. I am motivated to take charge of my money situations. I am successfully settling all unsettled matters. I am sharing, supporting, and enjoying a relationship or special project in more depth. I am starting fresh in an intimate relationship or special project or endeavor. I am getting to the bottom of matters. And that is it for the Pisces natives. And that is it for all of the Zodiac natives. um, that currently are recognized and that we can professionally and legally expound upon. Anybody can have any comments, especially about the affirmations and the vibe that I read for your particular sign? Any comments?
Very inspirational.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yours is actually very on point with everything that I shared yesterday. So it was just like a third confirmation that I got today as to what I'm like have going on. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Anybody else today? How did CCW qualifying go for you today?
Oh man, I ain't ready.
Tell us about it. Share with us.
Ready. I think in my head, everything makes sense. But in the class, a few things that I think most people don't realize is that it's illegal to brandish your gun. So you can't say stop or I'll shoot.
No.
Or you can't like shoot them in the leg or anything. Like it's illegal. Like when you fear for your life, you have to shoot to kill.
Yes.
No in betweens. You can't warn them. Like one girl was like, "Well, can I cock the?" It was a class of all women, by the way. And
wow.
Half of it was Black women, so I was glad to see that turn out. And one girl was like, "Well, can I cock it just to scare them?" They're like, "No, like what?" Like he was like, "First of all, if you're cocking it, you're supposed to have been had did that already. So you do it late." He just didn't get it. Like it was a lot. I don't know if I have it in me to kill. Just shoot to kill, like just out and bam. I thought I was gonna get the gun just to like, okay, get away from me and back off, but that's actually illegal to do. No. It was deep. I have a lot to think about.
Okay, good. I'm glad that the experience was a learning experience. I'm glad to hear that you're not disappointed, that you really are intrigued and that you're voicing some trepidation, but I don't think you're defeated in this one. I don't.
I just have a lot to think about because my first go-to would be, I mean, like if it's like we're in combat and we're like tussling or fighting, yeah, that's one thing. But to have somebody coming at you and you can't say stop or I'll shoot, that's deep for me. When you take it out, it has to be my life is
in danger.
Yeah, my life is in danger and it's shoot to kill. That's the only reason why I'm taking it out. So yeah, it's a lot to think about. I wasn't ready.
You know, my thought process and my saying about that, you know, somebody walk up on somebody and get popped with a gun. I always say, play stupid game, you win a stupid prize.
Yeah, but it's different when it became real for me now.
Oh yeah, no.
I always said that I'm Old Testament. Like if you intentionally take another life, you should have your life taken away. That's just how I am.
Okay.
But it's one thing saying that and then actually going through the motions and carrying that out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, I'm glad that the experience didn't overwhelm you. I'm glad that there were some folks there that made you feel comfortable, and I'm glad you stuck it out. I'm glad you went through the whole thing because now you know a little bit something about yourself that you didn't know before the class, don't you?
I mean, I knew I was soft, but it was because it's like it was about 4 of us that were kind of soft. And the women would get almost like mad with us, but like playfully.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't be soft. Like somebody's attempting to take your life, you have to take them out. You can't just stop and say, "Oh, stop or I'll shoot." it doesn't work that way. And mostly that was the white sisters that was saying that. The black sisters was we had and then I was talking to the vanilla sisters, and I'm asking them like, how do you feel after that? And they was like, oh, I've been shooting since I was 9.
Yeah,
They're just coming there to just get it for this particular state.
yeah,
Like they got it in California, and I'm just like, wow, that's deep.
yeah, yeah.
So they were a source of comfort for us.
Okay, good.
Really weren't prepared. Yeah.
Good. When is the next class? Is it next Saturday?
Actually, no, we're only required to do that 3 hours. And I actually went by the sheriff's office. I went by to like get the permit and
Really? So you passed. So you have your permit.
No. They were actually closed, but I'm saying I went that extra step to immediately go after class to the sheriff's office to the forms.
Okay, good for you.
My first mind is like, yeah, no, you're not ready. Just go on home. But then the second mind was like, Sharon, you have to be able to protect yourself at all.
You have to, because folks ain't playing out here.
No, they're not playing with you. They're not.
They're not, and they're not gonna tell you stop or I'll shoot. So
they're not. Yeah.
They're not. And the criminal is not gonna play fair. They're not.
I'm sorry. Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
There was the instructor was talking about how he was at a gas station and they started flanking him on both ends and blocked him off with a car. And one of the ladies was like, "That they do that?" And I thought about my St. Louis trip where I was so naive and had no idea of what they were actually setting up to do. But it's real.
It's very real.
Happening.
It's very real. And for everybody on this call or everybody that's watching the replay, they're not just doing it to women. They walking up on grown ass men too.
Yeah.
So y'all be careful out there. I'm telling all of us to be very careful and watch what you say to who you saying it to. Trust your intuition. Your intuition will let you know, nah, he's a fool. Let's go the other way. I'm serious, because it's rough out here in these streets. It's rough. They ain't playing no more. Thank you. I'm glad you gave us that update. Anybody else have anything they want to add before we shut it down this Saturday evening? Nope. All right. Well, this has been On the 7's with Pi Frisbee Metatron, where we come to awaken, ascend, and expand. We do go through the 88 steps into your mastered self. And I guarantee you, if you keep On the 7's with Pi Frisbee Metatron a part of your soul's journey, somewhere along the way, your mastered self awaits you. Whenever I say goodbye, it never means forever. It always means for now. And I ask you, come back next time and allow me to unlock the cosmic code of your name so that you can start happening to life instead of allowing life to happen to you. I love and appreciate every one of you, and I will see each and every one of you on the other side of Monday, Tuesday at 4. Goodbye for now.
Take care, everyone. Thank you, Mark.